Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You can feel it, right? You can just feel it in the air. There's a shift in mood, a shift in temperature. The energy is completely different. Well, what you're feeling there is triumph above the phony narrative. Something's changed, folks, and you can feel it. They tried so hard to tank this president, giving him an F report card after his first 100 days in office. It's over, they told you. Donald Trump has crashed the economy. He's deporting 2-year-old U.S. citizens, arresting little Timmy's mother for posting an orange on social media. It's full-blown American tyranny, and the people have had enough. They tried so hard to sell it, from the Doge fiasco to kill Mar-a-Brego, the storming of the ICE facility, all these, you could almost call them micro false flag events. They tried to build something, but Donald Trump has cut through it all, and he's simply rising above it. You can feel the leftist narrative collapsing under the weight of its own dishonesty. The mist of illusion is dissipating, and now what's left revealed are the many successes of a president that's clearly trying very hard to do a good job. And the sentiment is shifting. People see it. And the one person who I think is representing that shift is actually Stephen A. Smith. Again, as I've stated so many times on this channel, a lifelong Democrat who's now straight up telling his audience that maybe he regrets voting for Kamala Harris, probably should have voted for Donald Trump, and is now considering voting Republican moving forward. This guy went from I'm going to run for president as a Democrat to I'm a Republican in a matter of a couple weeks here. All the while, the media has been going on and on about how bad Donald Trump's doing. No, Trump isn't doing poorly at all. He's winning people over like never before. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with this clip right over here from Stephen A. Smith. Just take a look.
Maybe I made the wrong decision this time around. Maybe I shouldn't have voted for Kamala Harris. Maybe I should have voted for Trump. Maybe next time I will for somebody else. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know about J.D. Vance because I remember those extreme positions he took, but I wouldn't hesitate to vote for Marco Rubio in a heartbeat. That's reasonable.
Quote, maybe I shouldn't have voted for Kamala Harris. Maybe I should have voted for Trump. And again, those aren't the words from some MAGA podcast. That's Stephen A. Smith. People are waking up, and I think he's representing what millions of other Americans are probably feeling and thinking as well. The Democrats sold them a fantasy, a bill of false goods, and what they get in return. Inflation, open borders, global instability, and a president who we're now learning was a total invalid and sick on the job for 4 years. And that party, that clearly has so much to atone for, has decided to double down. Meanwhile, the other guy is working his freaking heart out. I mean, if you were on a team with Donald Trump in any capacity, and you saw him working the way that he is, trying to get deals done, he's the type of guy that you'd want on your team. He's doing objectively a good job in putting tremendous effort into the work that he's doing. And so given the contrast, clearly people are waking up. They're seeing a party that cannot get their act together. I mean, even Bernie Sanders is calling them out like you can't believe.
We have a question we want to ask about what happened to you in 2016 with this Bernie Bros movement, where your followers are seeing they have a racism problem, a misogyny problem. Do you think that's a super PAC thing behind that?
That was the Democratic establishment. That was the.
Wow. Okay.
That was just, they were sitting there. We had a lot of young people. We had people of color, and they create this kind of myth with the help of the corporate media and all that stuff.
We didn't have a say on who could be president. I felt like the Democratic Party completely removed the democratic process from its constituents. And I think they need to have some accountability of that.
No argument here. In the world that I live in, you got a choice. And I mean, a lot of people, including my wife, agree with you. But, you're down to a choice. Is it going to be Hillary Clinton or is it going to be Donald Trump? Not a great choice.
But it ended up being him anyway, so why don't we burn it down?
Well, because it's easy to say burning it down means that children are not going to have, food to eat, that the schools will deteriorate, people will not have health care.
I got it.
And I'm an elected official. I got to represent the people.
That's fair.
And I can't turn my back on.
But then could we not also say if ostensibly there hasn't been a fair primary for the Democrats since 2008, are they not also a threat to democracy? Yes. We often hear.
Fair enough. That is. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that point.
I mean, this party's getting torn apart from within, clearly. All their dishonest games, everything, all the bad karma that they've collected is all coming right back like a freaking boomerang to smack them dead straight in the nose. They thought the moment the election was over that people would just have goldfish memories and completely forget. But no, nobody's forgotten. In fact, it's quite marinated in our minds, I'd say. After spending 4 years under Democrat disaster, it's imprinted in our brains. Even those who are slightly in denial over it it. The Democrat reputation is tarnished. Now on the flip side, President Trump is just doing so much. I mean, the scoreboard just from this week is insane. Or really the last 2 weeks. We've got Donald Trump's diplomatic tour in the Middle East that concluded with a potentially successful phone call with Vladimir Putin of Russia. We've got massive trade wins, one after another, which have the markets soaring. Energy production is through the roof and prices are coming down. And we're finally seeing real jobs growth instead of going into debt to create the illusion of job growth by creating all kinds of big government jobs. Not to mention all the investment. I mean, the private sector is booming. It's becoming an undeniable track record. If things continue this way, if things continue to develop in the right direction, it's going to be exactly that, totally undeniable. And Democrats obviously have to contend with that, but they're a complete wreck. I mean, a complete wreck. Trump's already stacked a whole bunch of wins, and he's now moving into possible foreign policy and legislative wins. And the Democrats have Kilmar Abrego Garcia, or Elon Musk is a very scary man, or their latest pathetic attempt of trying to politicize the Mexican Navy ship that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, they've got nothing, truly bottom of the barrel stuff. Nothing. And they're like bottom feeders because it's the only stuff they seem to even go for. I mean, they don't even bother forming their own messaging or bold ideas and plans to present to the people. No, they've totally committed to this extremely cynical brand of politics where everything's about manufacturing the next crisis or the next scandal. Well, in this environment, there are no scandals. Trump's killing it. So obviously that strategy is not going to work. And clearly right now it's not working. I mean, not even close. Donald Trump is booming. It's not just Stephen A. Smith. It's like I said, he's representing millions of Americans out there. Because if you look at the data, Insider Advantage just posted a poll that shows Donald Trump with a massive plus 11 net approval at 55%. Those are presidential honeymoon numbers, and that's coming from Insider Advantage, which is the most or one of the top 5 pollsters in the business. Insider Advantage, Rasmussen is always in the same conversation. Trump is surging. He's up in the Rasmussen poll. He's up in the latest JL Partners, the latest RMG research poll. The guy is surging. He's changing the hearts and minds of people. He's changing the culture and how politics is done. He's delivering something. Meanwhile, the Democrats are still stagnant in their cynical ways. And just like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, everywhere you go, all the news clips you see is the media talking about how bad things have been for the Trump administration. What an opportunity that poses for the Democrats, right? That implicitly means that the Democrats must also be spiking and benefiting off the collapse of the GOP. Meanwhile, there was no real collapse, and the Democrats are still in free fall, still in the 20s. And frankly, Stephen A. Smith was probably the best chance they had to actually change their fate and change their culture. But here he is now talking about voting for Marco Rubio in the next election season. He went from, I'm running for president because Michelle Obama won't, to now, I'll vote for Marco Rubio. That's gotta mean something, right? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.